Good evening. That seems weird saying good evening to you guys. So, I have been doing some beautiful training virtually at the Sivananda Ashram in Kerala, which I had the absolute pleasure of visiting whilst I was doing my training in Kerala, and it's just brought back some really lovely memories of the yoga practice which I was trained in India. And really weirdly, when you come back to the UK, you sort of change your yoga a little bit to be a little bit more westernized, as we're not quite so willing to chant, to do pranayama, the breathing exercises. So I thought this evening I'm going to go back to my roots. We're going to try the Sivananda style routine. So just to give you a little bit of background, there's 4 principles to this yoga practice. Proper relaxation, yay, you get Shavasana. Proper breathing, which is your pranayama. Proper exercise, so we are going to be doing the sun salutations, we're going to be doing a series of asanas after that, and meditation. So we're going to do a little bit of meditation as well. I'm so excited. I don't know if you can get this. So I have playing in the background, and I wouldn't mind if somebody could just comment. I have the Om playing in the background, and I'm just going to turn it up a bit and just see how the sound is, whether there's any distortion or anything. If you can hear me okay. What's that? Hi Emma. So hopefully that's okay. If it's disruptive, it's only going to be on for the first 10 minutes, but if it is disruptive, I'll turn it off. Okay, we are not going to start in Shavasana. Thank you, Sharon. We are going to start in Sukhasana, which is our comfortable, easy seated pose. So come down onto your mat. If you have a block or a pillow and you want to just place that under your hips, feel free to do so. Get yourselves nice and comfortable, and think about your spine as you're setting up this pose. Just think about elongating through the spine. And you don't have to sit with the knees down like this. If it's more comfortable to sit with the ankles crossed, go ahead and do that. Okay, so just make sure you're comfortable first of all. We're going to place the palms facing upwards and just allow the index finger and the thumb to touch. This is Chin Mudra. And we're going to softly close our eyes, tuning into the sound of the Om. Staying here for a moment. And then I'm going to invite you to join in with the chant for the next 3 Oms. So inhale deeply. Now allowing your breath to be completely natural. If you joined in with the chanting, just notice if there's any vibrations in your body, and just relax and enjoy that moment. Let go of your stresses of the day, your worries. Relax all of the muscles of your face, your shoulders. Relax the 140 muscles holding your spine up. Relax your hips, your knees, your ankles, your toes. Just allow yourself to be bathed in the sound of the Om just for a few moments. very slowly we're going to flicker open our eyes. And we're going to start our pranayama practice. So bring your right hand onto your lower abdomen. Leave your left hand in chin mudra. You can soften or close the eyes if you're comfortable. What we're going to be doing is breathing down into the lower abdomen. So inhale deeply into the lower abdomen. And exhale and relax. Drawing the navel towards the spine. Inhale deeply. And exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale. And exhale. Do that 2 more times. Feel the energy increasing in your body with the breath. And then release your hand, bring it to the knee. Just allow the breath to be comfortable for a moment. Back to its natural rhythm. And just take a moment to notice how that deep abdominal breathing made you feel. Maybe slightly more energized than you were at the start of practice. Maybe there's a little bit of tingling in your fingers, your toes, your chest, wherever your body needs, it will send the prana to. And this time we're going to bring the right hand onto the lower abdomen and bring the left hand onto the chest. And we're going to do the full yogic breath, sitting up. So as you inhale, we're going to inhale down into the abdomen, so just allowing that hand to come away. And then fill all the way up into the lungs, so you notice the expansion into your left hand. As you exhale, the abdomen contracts, the chest contracts, all the air is squeezed out. So inhale, pull the air down into the abdomen, into the chest, and exhale, drawing the abdomen, contract the chest. Let's do that a few more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Release the arms down. Soften or close the eyes for a moment and just notice your breath flowing in and flowing out. Relax your body, relax your mind. Lovely. Okay, we're going to do alternate nostril breathing, but this is going to be a slightly different take on how we usually do it. So we're not going to do any retentions today. We're just going to be inhaling through one nostril, exhaling through the other. So inhale through the right, exhale left, inhale left, exhale right. If at any time you feel uncomfortable with your pranayama practice, if it causes any dizziness or any feelings of frustration or anxiety, do stop, come back to your natural breath. But this is quite a gentle breath, so you might find that this is okay if you're not usually comfortable with the retentions. So let's bring our hand into the mudras. The left hand remains in the chin mudra, the index finger and the thumb gently touching. The right hand, the first 2 fingers come into the palm of the hand, and we use the thumb and the ring finger to open and close the nose. If you've got any arthritis and you're unable to do that, just find another way. You can use all of your fingers to close one side of your nose. We can adapt any yoga pose for anybody. So just coming into that mudra, sitting up nice and tall, abdomen gently engaged, chest open. Soften or close the eyes and take a deep breath in. As you exhale, raise your right hand up and close off your right nostril, and then inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale right. Exhale left. Now just do a couple more rounds. Just in your own time, just enjoying your breath flowing in and out of the nostrils, stimulating the left and the right hemispheres of your brain, rebalancing the masculine and the feminine sides of the body, balancing the emotions. There may be fear or love, any of those emotions, just bringing everything back into balance. So when you finished your last round, by exhaling on the left hand side, just gently lower your hand down to your right knee, sitting up tall, and in your own time just taking some slow, comfortable breaths in, slow, comfortable breaths out. Lovely. Okay, let's just flicker open the eyes because we're going to do another type of pranayama today. This is called Brahmari breath. Brahmari in Sanskrit means bee, but humming bee. So what we're going to be doing is placing our fingers over our eyes, blocking out the light, and then placing the thumbs in the ears. So we're blocking out the sound that we can hear as well. Don't do it yet because you'll need to listen to what I'm going to say. So what you do, you take a lovely deep breath in. As you exhale, block off the ears, so press your thumbs into the ears and hum the whole way out with your exhalation. So I'll just do a very quick demonstration. Inhale in, blocking everything off. And just keep that hum going until the end of your exhalation. And then you take another deep breath in. And we do that humming breath, and we're going to do 3 rounds of this. Take as long as you need. When you've finished your 3rd round, we'll all be at slightly different rates. We just sit in Sukhasana and just allow those vibrations to find their way through the body. If at any point you might need to just stretch your legs out in front of you, give the knees a little bounce, and maybe recross the legs the other way round if you've got any aches and pains in the legs there. Not pains, maybe just a little bit of discomfort, or you can sit in a chair. Okay, so let's prepare for our 3 rounds of Brahmari breath. This is a really, really good pranayama for anxiety, for depression, for when your mind is just so incredibly busy you can't control it. By doing this pranayama, you actually just sort of switch everything off for a little bit. So if you need to, you can do this at any time, but maybe not on a bus or public transport because people will think you're weird. Okay, let's begin. Place your fingertips over your eyes. Bring your thumbs towards your ears. Take a deep breath in. Block everything off and hum. So when you are finished, just take a moment to notice those vibrations through the body. Just allowing the breath to be smooth and fluid and even. And just take in a moment to notice how the body feels. Notice how the mind feels. Beautiful. Okay, everyone all right? We're going to softly take the legs around to the side and we're going to make our way up to standing position. So move your blocks out the way, slowly coming up to standing, especially if you have any form of high blood pressure. Just allow everything to equalize by the time you come up to standing. If you come up too quickly, sometimes it can cause a little bit of a low blood pressure for a moment, which can make you feel a little bit dizzy. So if you ever do feel dizzy coming up from standing, just take it slowly. Come up really, really slowly and just allow everything to equalize again. Okay, we're just going to do a few new moves that I've learned on the training this week, and these are very good for working through the joints. So if at the end of the day you're feeling a little bit achy and everything's a bit stagnant, maybe these are some really lovely exercises just to break up the stagnancy and just get the prana, the life force, the energy that we've just built up in the body from our breathing practice, flowing all the way around the body. So bear with me while I just look at my notes. Okay, interlock your fingers and just rest your hands on your heart space for a moment, relaxing the shoulders and the elbows. On an inhalation, we're going to bring the palms forward, stretch the arms out in front, a little stretch through the top of the shoulders. And as you exhale, you just bring the hands back and relax the shoulders and the arms down. Now we're going to be synchronizing this with the breath. And again, it's quite a fast-paced breath than I would usually teach. So enjoy it. If you don't like it, stop and come back to your own comfortable rhythm. Okay, let's go. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, stretch those arms out. Exhale, release. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, relax. Inhale, place a smile on your face. As you exhale, maybe put the little word Om in your mind. Inhale. Exhale with an Om. Inhale. Exhale, release the arms down. Soften the eyes, close the eyes for a moment. And just pausing, noticing how you're feeling. Just tuning into the awareness of your body. Okay, flicker, open the eyes again, interlock the fingers again. I'm just going to turn to the side so you can see. We're going to take the arms slightly higher up. So just above the forehead height, same thing, inhaling, exhaling, hands back, relaxing. Okay, let's go. Inhale, exhale. Try and keep the breath through the nose. Inhale, exhale. Inhale with a smile, exhale with an Om. Inhale, exhale, two more, inhale, exhale, last one, inhale, exhale, release the arms down, relax the shoulders, soften or close the eyes again, just for a moment. How do the fingers, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders feel? Beautiful. Okay, we're going to do the same again. This time the arms go all the way up and overhead. Rather than taking the gaze upwards, we're going to just continue to look ahead. If you're comfortable to, you can bring your weight onto the toes, but you can also just leave your heels down on the ground if that feels nicer. Okay, let's prepare. Hands to heart, shoulders and elbows relaxed. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, three more, inhale, exhale, inhale with a smile, exhale with an Om. Last one, we're going to inhale, hold it here. Focus, keep the heels lifted if you can. Breathing in. Breathing out, maybe feeling the blood flowing back to your shoulders from the fingertips. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, release the arms down, release the heels down. Pause and relax for a moment. Beautiful. Bring the arms out in front of you, palms facing together, about shoulder height. As you inhale, open the arms nice and wide. Take them behind as much as you can. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. If you're okay in the neck, you can take your gaze up towards the ceiling and gently arch back. As you exhale, bring the arms forward and maybe interlock the hands, pressing them away from you. Okay, we're going to speed that movement up. So start with the arms parallel. Take a deep breath in and exhale. As you inhale, open the arms, lift the chest, take the head up. Exhale, reaching forward, tuck the chin in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Notice those ribs and the spine having a lovely opening. In and out through the nose. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhalation, hold it here. And then exhale, release the arms down by the side. So these are really good exercises for opening up the rib cage, increasing our lung capacity, because we're just creating a little bit more space into the ribs. Beautiful. Standing with your feet just slightly wider than the hip distance apart. Left hand comes onto the thigh. We're going to inhale the right arm all the way up and overhead, reaching up to the ceiling. As you exhale, folding over to the left. Inhale all the way back up to center, release the arm down. Lift the left arm up, gently folding to the right. Keep the tailbone tucked under, keep the chest lifted. Exhale down. Inhale, reaching up and over. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more times, one more side, either side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Okay. Reach your hands forward. Separate the fingers as much as you can. Okay, I'm just going to reach forward. So we inhale, reaching the fingertips forward. As you exhale, tuck the thumb in and fold the fingers over the top. So we inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold everything in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Release the arms down for a moment. Maybe shake the hands out a little bit if you'd like. So we're working really into the joints of the fingers and the wrists here. Okay, so starting again with the thumbs tucked in and the fingers tucked over the top. We're going to inhale and take the palms upwards. So you've got you're reaching upwards. As you exhale, you're bringing the fingertips down. So inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Make the movements as big as is comfortable for you. Inhale, exhale. Lovely. Release the arms down. Give them a little shake if you need to. Just soften, relax for a moment. So the nice thing about Sivananda Yoga is what we do, we stress the sympathetic nervous system. So we're stressing the body slightly, and then we're allowing the parasympathetic nervous system to kick in to relax. So we stress it and we relax. And it's a really good way of building resiliency within our body. Okay, last hand exercise, fingers out in front, tuck the thumb in again, fingers over the top. We're just going to rotate the wrists around, breathing deeply as we do so. Smiling, releasing those joints. There might be a little bit of clicking there, and then gently circle around the other way. I find this exercise surprisingly tough. I've got a lot of tightness into my thumbs. That's probably from my reflexology. Lovely, let's shake it out and just pause for a moment, relax. Just notice your fingers for a moment, notice the hands. Perfect. Okay, arms out to the side, palms facing upwards. Just wherever the feet are comfortable, they can just be slightly wider apart. We're going to start to rotate the arms around, keeping those palms facing upwards, and gradually make bigger and bigger circles. So as you inhale, the arms come up. As you exhale, the arms down. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Make it even bigger now. Imagine almost like swimming. And slightly quicker, and then we're going to cross the arms over a few times. Last time, relax the arms down, give them a little swing, allow them to come to stillness. Okay, let's do the other way round. Arms out to side, palms facing upwards, shoulders relaxed. Start to circle in the other direction now, whichever way you went last time. And see if you can just slow it down for the first few times. Inhaling the arms up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. This time we'll make it slightly faster, slightly bigger. Really starting to mobilise the whole of the shoulder joint. Crossing those arms over, really letting go here. And release, allow the arms to swing, come back to stillness. Perfect. Again, arms out to the side, reach those fingertips away. All we're going to do this time is bring the hands onto the shoulders with an inhalation. As you exhale, take them out. So inhale in, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. So just working through the elbow joint this time. Inhale, exhale, releasing any stagnant energy or blockages that might be in those areas. And exhale, release down. Pause for a moment, relax. Take a moment to notice your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your hands. How do they feel after that short practice? Perfect. Let's come on to the neck. If you have any problems in the neck, as always, keep these movements very, very small. Don't take your head all the way backwards if there are any issues with the cervical spine here. Be very, very mindful when you work your neck. So as you inhale, take the gaze over the right shoulder, just looking as comfortably as you can. As you exhale back to center, inhale over to left. Slow it down for a moment. Inhale back to center, exhale right. Inhale center, exhale left. One more time, either side. And again, we're just releasing and relaxing all of those muscles. It's nice to do this at the end of the day, just to get rid of any of that stagnation that's built up. Come back to center, drop the chin to the chest. As you inhale, reach up, lifting that chin up if you can. Exhale, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chin to the chest. Lovely. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Perfect. Okay, so what we've worked there this evening is the upper part of the body. There is a full sequence for the lower part of the body as well, but what I'd like to get onto is the sun salutations and some asana practice. So we'll do the legs another time. But just so you know, there is a whole sequence for it. So if you are interested, I might do a whole class on just these joint mobility. Okay, coming towards the top of your mat, feet are together. Just root your feet into the ground for a moment. Loop your shoulders up, back and down. Lift the crown of the head upwards. Lengthen through your tailbone. Lift the kneecaps up. Tighten the thighs. Tighten the buttocks. Hug the tummy in and open that chest. Reach your fingertips down to the ground, lift the crown of the head upwards, and maybe see if you can close your eyes, coming into stillness for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Let's begin with our first round. Inhale, as you exhale, hands come to prayer. Inhale, reaching those fingertips up, create length in the spine. If this is enough, stay here. If you're slightly more flexible, bring the hips forward, gently arch back. As you exhale, folding over into your forward fold, bend the knees if you need to, especially if you've got anything going on in the lower back. Take your gaze towards your knees, lower the crown of the head. Just spend a moment in your forward fold, stretching out those hamstrings slightly. On an inhalation, step the right foot back as far along the mat as you can. Drop the back knee, lift the chest and look up. Plant the hands on the ground, tuck the back toes under, step the left foot back to meet the right. Hold your plank. Lower down, knees, chest and chin. Looping into cobra. Lengthen through the neck. Press the pubic bone into the ground. Reach the shoulder blades together. Lovely. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, press into your downward dog. Maybe step those feet a little bit closer towards the hands. Lift the sit bones up towards the ceiling. Bring your chest towards your thighs, tummies sucked in, and we're pressing the heels down towards the ground. If you've got any form of hypermobility, keep a little tiny bend in your knees and your elbows. Take a couple of deep breaths in here. On the next inhalation, lower both the knees to the mat. Step the right foot towards the front of the mat. Sink the hips down, lift the chest, look up. Step the left foot forward into forward fold. Inhale, rising up. Gently arching back. Exhale, release. Beautiful. Left side. Inhale. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back. Drop the knee, lift the chest, look up. Right foot back into plank. Lower down, knees, chest and chin. Looping into cobra. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips, downward dog. 2 breaths here. Really take those sit bones up towards the ceiling. Sink the chest down. Lengthen through the spine. Take the gaze between the knees. Inhale, drop the knees to the mat. Step the left foot forwards. Coming into your lunge. Sink the hips down, lift the chest, look up. Step the right foot forward into forward fold. Stay here for a moment. And then inhale, rising up. Arching back, saluting the sun. And exhale, bring your hands back to Namaskar. Pause here. Surya Namaskar, salute the sun. Lovely. It's just taking a couple of breaths. Notice the heart beating. Notice the lungs breathing. So the Sun Salutation series is a really good way to increase flexibility in the body. It's an aerobic exercise as well as we start to increase the heart rate, but it does so in a way that it's non-impact. So it's a really nice exercise to do if you're unable to go out for a run or something like that. Okay, typically in a Sivananda class you would do 6 rounds of this, as we did last Saturday, but I've got lots I want to show you. So we're only going to do 1 round today. Okay, come down onto your mat into just a little kneeling position. Toes are untucked. And we're going to do a little dolphin pose. So this is a preparation pose for Shirsasana, which is the headstand pose. But I'm not going to do headstand, we're going to do the preparatory pose for it, just to start to strengthen through the shoulders and the abdomen. So bring your elbows down onto the ground and reach your fingertips round to hold on to either side of the elbows. You keeping the elbows there, you reach the hands together and interlock the fingers. So you've created a little triangle in front of you. Okay, lift the hips up and then think about your shoulders. Are they dropping down into the space? Is your chest dropping into the space you've created there? Or can you lift your chest and your shoulders away from the ground? Just do that a few times. Just notice that feeling. It's almost as if you've got a little doming across the top of the back. Okay, keep those elbows there. Take the knees backwards slightly. Tuck the toes under and lift the hips. Now think about your shoulders. Can you lift them away from the ground a little bit? Hold it here. This is dolphin pose. Maybe you can walk the feet in a little bit. Keeping those shoulders pressing away from the ground. It's a really good strengthener for the shoulders. Think about your abdomen. Hug the lower abdomen in. The gaze is directly down into the ground. And you're breathing. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. So you're probably noticing by now we're starting to stress the body. That fight or flight mode has kicked in. The breathing increase, the cardiovascular system is working a little harder. Lovely, lower the knees to the mat. Take the knees slightly wider apart, sink the hips down, reach the hands out in front of you and rest for a moment in extended child's pose. Fully relax the whole of your spine, your hips sinking down to the heels, your knees, your shoulders, elbows, wrists and hands are relaxed. Take a couple of breaths here. Lovely. Inhale, float up to tabletop position. We'll just do a couple of cat-cow poses. So inhale, lifting the chest, reaching the tailbone upwards, take the gaze forward. Exhale, rolling under, chin to the chest, tuck that tailbone under. Inhale up. Exhale under. Lovely. Release down. I'm going to take the legs out in front of us and come up to a seated position. Now the second pose in the Sivananda sequence is shoulder stand. Now I know a lot of you have had problems lifting those hips up to be able to get into the position, and I did do a little yoga quickie a while ago where we used the wall to walk the feet up and then take them overhead so you can start to support the lower back. But I was taught this today and I thought this is quite a nice way to do it, so I thought I would show you this as well. It's quite good fun. So bring in the knees towards the chest, hold around the back of the thighs. And from previous classes, you'll remember that we do a little rock and roll move. And that's what we're going to do, but we're going to focus on lifting those hips up and taking the legs over the head this time. So if you're not comfortable to try it, you can just watch for a moment. If you're happy to give it a go, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, rock back, taking those feet over the head and rock back up again. And that's as simple as it is. We're going to just focus on trying to get those legs over the head. For some of you, the toes actually might reach the ground behind you, and that's perfect. So just keep doing this. We're going to try and do this 8 times if you're comfortable to. So inhale and exhale back up to seated. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, rock up. Inhale, rock up. Maybe there's a pause. Exhale, rock down. So see if you can just invite that pause now as you're inhaling the legs over. Exhale down. Lovely. 2 more times. So you'll notice now your hips have lifted up. If you feel confident to, the next time you rock back and you've come into that pause sensation, see if you can release the hands from behind the knees and hold onto the lower back. And again, if you'd like, I'm going to just quickly demonstrate so you can see what I'm doing. So we're inhaling, rocking back. The feet have paused. I'm going to bring my hands onto my lower back. And you can stay here with the legs over the head if you like. If you're feeling really confident to, you can lift the legs all the way up to the sky, coming into Savangasana, shoulder stand. So just play around with that for a moment. And of course you have the option to go across to the wall and lift the hips up that way. Okay, so if you came into your shoulder stand, just stay there for a couple of breaths. Relaxing and breathing. So deep inhalations. The lungs are compressed here, so it's going to feel slightly constricted. Full exhalations. Keep the breath as calm as you can, and maybe you just need to speed it up a little bit to get all the oxygen that you need. So just take a couple of moments there. Make sure there's space between the shoulders and the ears. And then very, very slowly bring the knees in towards your forehead and gently roll all the way out back to that seated position. Okay, love to know how many of you managed to get the hips off the ground. Maybe if you just floated up there just for a second. So at the end of the class, do let me know. Okay, we're going to come into Matsyendrasana, which is a fish pose. And traditionally, this is quite a tricky one for people with any problems, again, with the neck, the cervical spine. So this is a slightly more gentle version of doing it. The process for fish pose is to open the chest as much as you can so you can take in lots and lots of oxygen. So lay down on your back, bring your hands underneath your buttocks. You've got to sort of lift one hip up and then the other, and place them down underneath your buttocks with the fingertips pointing towards your toes. Now you can bring the hands one on top of the other, or maybe they're beside one another, that's fine. Extend the legs out in front of you. Lengthen through the neck. Don't crunch through the neck. Point the toes away. Press your hands into the mat. Press your elbows into the mat. And lift your chest 2 or 3 inches from the ground. And just allow the crown of your head just to stay supported by the ground. There's not too much pressure on the head or the neck. You're lifting the chest. The head raises slightly, but you're just then allowing a little bit of the head to just be supported by the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lift that chest and take some deep breaths in. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, exhale. One more breath, inhale, exhale. On the next inhalation, gently, gently lower everything back down. Release your hands from underneath the buttocks. Take the feet nice and wide apart. Take the arms away from the body and let's take a moment to relax in Shavasana. So we're coming into that moment of deep relaxation. Allowing that prana that we built up through the practice to flow around the body. The breath is soft and fluid. The mind is relaxed. Beautiful. Okay, hug the knees into the chest, one and then the other. And you can either roll onto the side of the body or we can just use our little skills to rock back up to seated, whatever feels comfortable for you today. Extend the legs out in front. Take the fleshy part of the buttocks away. If you've got any problems with your sacrum, your sacroiliac joint, right down towards the lower part of the back, you can always just bring a little cushion in here, lift your hips up onto the cushion, and then extend the legs out in front. It just lifts those hips up slightly and stabilizes the pelvis just a little bit. If you have very tight hamstrings, you can bend the knees and bring the heels onto the mat. Or you can leave the legs straight if you're feeling that you're okay. Okay, so lift up through the spine, gently engage the tummy, inhale the arms up and overhead, palms facing together. As you exhale, reach forward as far as you can go, pressing the sit bones behind, strengthening through those hamstrings at the back of the legs. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the gaze forward and see if you can reach forward just a couple more inches. Now, some of you, you'll be able to reach onto the bottom of your feet. Some of you, your hands will be on your thighs, maybe your calves, maybe your ankles. Just take a moment to relax down wherever you can reach and think about bringing your chest towards your toes. When you've lengthened the spine as much as you possibly can, then you can gently bow the head, relax the shoulders, relax the elbows, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, relax. Inhale with a little smile. Exhale, relax. Inhale. Bringing that chest slightly forward towards the toes. Exhale, folding down a little bit more. So see if you can go a little bit deeper if it's comfortable for you in the next couple of breaths. Inhale.
Exhale. All the internal organs having a lovely massage here. Inhale. Exhale. On the next inhalation, we're going to reach the arms forwards. Reach all the way up with a lovely tall spine. And exhale, release the arms down by the side. Just shake out the knees for a moment. If you use the cushion or a block, just take that away from you. Swing the legs all the way behind and come onto your abdomen. We're going to take a little rest in crocodile pose. So cross your hands over one on top of the other and bring one of your cheeks onto the hands. Allow the big toes to touch and the heels to drop out to the side. And just take a few moments of relaxation. Softly breathing in. Notice the abdomen pressing into the ground as you breathe in. Relax the back of the body as you breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Bring your hands down underneath your shoulders. Forehead comes onto the mat. If you're able to, you can draw the legs together. If there's any tension, tightness or problems in the lower back, just take your feet about a foot apart. It's slightly more comfortable for the lower back with the feet apart. Loop the shoulders up, back and down. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hug the elbows into the side of the body. On an inhalation, we're going to lift the head, the chest and the hands. Squeeze those elbows in, lengthen through the neck. Hold it here, taking a couple of deep breaths in and exhale. Think about those 140 muscles which are supporting the spinal column here. Can you feel every single one of them holding you up? Breathe in, breathe out. One last time, deep breath in and exhale. Relax in crocodile pose. Bring the other cheek onto the hands. Big toes together, heels drop out to the side. So as you can see, we're stressing the body and then we're relaxing the body. Okay, extend the arms out in front of you, palms facing down towards the ground, forehead on the mat. And again, if it's comfortable for you to have your feet together, keep the feet, the heels, the knees, the calves, everything squeezed together. If it's not, just allow them to be separated. On an inhalation, we're going to lift the hands, the head, the chest, and the legs. And we're going to stay here and breathe. So deep breaths in. And exhale, relax the shoulders slightly, but reach those arms forward. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Notice the abdomen being used here as well as the spine. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Inhale, smile. This time as you exhale, come back into crocodile pose just for a moment. Breathing in. Breathing out. Relax. Relax the body. Relax the mind. Lovely. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Push all the way back up. We'll take a moment in child's pose, a nice counter pose for those back bends. So sink the hips towards your heels. Relax the forehead down towards the ground. And this evening, take your hands, palms facing upwards, down by your feet. It's almost like you're in a little tiny ball with the forehead on the mat. If the forehead doesn't reach, you can grab your pillow, your block, bring your forehead onto that, or you can use your hands to create like a little chimney stack so the forehead rests. Don't allow it to dangle because you don't want to put any pressure on the neck here. Couple of breaths in, Couple of breaths out. Lovely. Inhale. Come back up to a kneeling position. How are we doing for time? Okay, we've got time for one more pose. And then we're going to have a lovely long Shavasana. So extend the legs out in front of you. We're going to bring the left knee in towards the chest. Give it a nice little squeeze. Notice the abdomen and all of the internal muscles on the left side having a little, internal organs having a little squeeze. And we're going to fold the left foot over the right leg. Extend the right leg out in front and flex the foot. Now think about your sit bones. Make sure that they're nice and even. And we're going to squeeze the chest up towards the knee and lengthen through the spine. So you've got lovely connection of the sit bones on the ground. The spine is tall. We're going to wrap the right arm around the left knee. Now instantly your shoulder's going to want to turn to the back. So keep your gaze forward for a moment. Inhale the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, take it behind. Turn the chest to the side and take your gaze over your left shoulder if it's comfortable for your neck. Think about your sit bones still connected with the ground. Internal organs being massaged. Spine is nice and tall. We're wringing out the spinal column here. Creating good information superhighway for the information from the brain to the body. Deep breaths in. Deep breaths out. Inhale. This time as you exhale, slowly, slowly unravel. Come all the way back up to center. Extend the left leg out in front of you and squeeze the right knee in. Just give it a little squeeze for a moment. And we're going to place the right foot over the left foot, left leg. Oh, excuse me. Flex the left foot, bring it towards you and hug your spine, your body in towards the knee a little bit. Lengthen out through the spine, press the sit bones into the ground. Reach your left arm around the right knee, squeezing. Inhale the right arm up and exhale. Take it to the ground behind you. Squeeze the right shoulder blade behind and the gaze goes softly over the right shoulder, wherever's comfortable. And again, any problems with the neck, you can just take the gaze towards the side of the room rather than reaching around to look over the shoulder. Connect your sit bones with the ground. Lift that spine up. Twist round a little bit more. Let's do a few inhalations and exhalations. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly, slowly unwind. Coming back to center. Extend the right leg out in front, give the knees a nice little shake. Okay, we're coming into Shavasana now. If you are slightly chilly, I'm going to invite you to grab a blanket or put some socks or a jumper on so that you can fully relax in this. I think we've got about 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes in Shavasana this evening. So make your way into Shavasana, laying down on your backs. Taking the legs out nice and wide, allowing the little toes to drop out to the side. Arms away from the body, palms facing upwards. Okay, so just giving you a moment just to come into that relaxation. If you've got any problems with the lower back, you might like to walk your feet up towards your buttocks and press the lower back into the ground. So it's just got a little bit more support. Otherwise, you can actually put some cushions underneath your knees just to lift them up slightly. So take a moment, just allow yourself to fully and wholly relax and know that relaxation is as important part of your yoga practice as is your stretching and your asanas. So give yourself permission to relax completely. I'm going to invite you to draw your attention down to your toes. Squeeze your toes, your feet and your ankles as much as you can. Take a deep breath in, squeeze, 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 squeeze them. And as you exhale, relax.
Let them drop back down to the ground. This time, squeezing the calves, the knees, the hips, maybe lifting the feet 2 inches from the ground. Squeeze the whole of your legs together. Squeeze as hard as you can. And exhale, release everything back down to the ground. Draw your attention to your buttocks, your hips, your pelvic region. Squeeze everything together, really clench those buttocks, pull up the pelvic floor, squeeze, 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 squeeze. Exhale, relax, release everything down. On the next inhalation, we're going to bring our attention to our chests, lifting the chest from the ground, squeezing the shoulders up towards the ears, pushing the shoulders away from the ears, squeeze the whole of the chest and the shoulders, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, release. Lovely. Now squeeze your hands together, clench your fists, lift your elbows from the ground, lift the hands from the ground and tighten the whole of the muscles in your arms. Spread your fingers nice and wide, take a lovely deep breath in, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, relax. Allow everything to drop down to the ground. Bring an awareness to all of your facial muscles. I want you to squeeze all of your facial muscles, your eyes, your nose, your lips, squeeze it all together. Imagine you're a little screwed up little prune. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tighten everything as much as you can. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, relax and release. And just allow your breath to flow, flowing in, flowing out. Knowing that your yoga practice has increased your prana levels, your life force, your energy levels. And as we relax here, that prana travels around the body, all the way down to the tiny cells of the body, promoting healing, circulation, blood flow to all those areas that might cause you a little bit of discomfort. Have a little scan through the body. And just notice for a moment if there's anywhere still that you can just release and relax. I'm going to invite you to chant with me. Now the sound of the Om is actually made up of 3 sounds. The first one is Ah, the second is O, and the third is M. And we're going to be chanting those 3 sounds. As we make the sound Ah, visualize your feet, your legs and your hips. So take a deep breath in. Ah. You can chant with me if you like, or you can just allow yourself to visualize the chant in the body. Moving your awareness up now to your torso, your abdomen, your chest, your heart space. We're going to make the oo sound. So take a deep breath in. Ooh. This time, bring an awareness to your neck, your head, your brain. We're going to make the sound. So take a deep breath in. Just noticing those vibrations in your lower body, your middle body, and your head and brain. All the cells are vibrating and healing. We're
We're going to do 3 more rounds, but we're going to bring all the sounds together. So do feel free to chant with me if you'd like. So the noise becomes When we think of the R noise, we think of the legs, oo, the torso, the head. So let's join together for 3 lovely chants. Deep breath in. Inhale. Inhale. Just allow the body to come into stillness. Allow the mind to be peaceful. And just allow the breath to flow. Very slowly, I invite you to start to invite some movement to your fingers and your toes. Give them a nice little wiggle. Start to rotate your wrists and your ankles. And when you're ready, draw the legs together, stretch the arms up and overhead, reawaken your body. Open the eyes nice and wide, open the mouth nice and wide, breathe in deeply, and as you exhale, stick your tongue out as far as you can and breathe it out through the mouth. Lovely. Draw the knees in towards your chest, give yourself a little rock from side to side. And gently, gently roll onto the right hand side of your body and just use your right hand as a moment as a little support for your head and bring the left hand over in front. Just pause there for a moment, just allowing all that relaxation just to settle in the body and the heart to gently relax. When you're ready, pushing yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Take your time, and then we're going to bring our hands to prayer in front of the heart space. Take a moment to think of something you're grateful for in your life. Maybe it was a sunset that you saw recently. Maybe it was a small laugh from your child or a FaceTime with a family member. Just taking a moment of gratitude. And we'll finish the class with the chanting of the Om. And we'll send all that love and gratitude out to the universe. So take a deep breath in. Om Shanti. Namaste. Lovely, there we go. Bit more of a Sivananda style class there. Hope you all enjoyed it. As I said, I'd be really interested to know what you thought of the getting into shoulder stand when we were rocking up with the legs going overhead. So if you can, if you'd like to, drop me a little note below. It'd be a really good teaching point for me because I've not taught it that way before. And if you liked the class, let me know because we can do more of it. And if you didn't, equally let me know because we can skip it and carry it on. So I hope that you enjoyed maybe just some of the little bit of the chanting and the sound resonation that we did at the end.
and the lovely long relaxation. So have a beautiful evening. Please drink water after this practice. That's quite a detoxifying class, so make sure you drink lots of water, flush everything through. Sleep like babies, and I will see you Saturday morning. Much love, everyone. Bye bye.